right, so we know the new minimum wage, that hike introduced in the new year, but so what does it actually mean? Breaking this all down, Richard Southern over at 680. So words that it could cost 60,000 jobs. What does this all mean?
You know, there's a big debate about this, and it's a good debate, Mel. Bank of Canada had a report out yesterday saying that the increase in the minimum wage, both here in Ontario and in Alberta, will cost Canada 60,000 jobs over the next 12 months. Not everyone's buying that, though. A lot of economists taking issue with that fact. Why? Well, because Ontario businesses have been rapidly adding jobs approaching this minimum wage hike. In fact, the province of Ontario added 44,000 jobs just in November and have added 181,000 over the past year. Economic evidence shows time and time again that minimum wage supports economies, although businesses, we're hearing from them, they're struggling. They're being forced to pass along these costs to consumers. So, again, it's a good debate and one that's going to continue with, of course, the minimum wage set to spike again in 12 months' time. Bitterly cold weather, talking a lot about that this morning, and investors are taking note. We saw Stocking Canada Goose rocket higher yesterday, up 3%. Of course, they're the makers of those big, expensive jackets, and there was big lineups outside the Canada Goose store in Manhattan with everyone looking to bundle up. Orange juice prices also skyrocketing with snow descending on parts of Florida, so we could soon be paying more for OJ at the grocery store. Here's an interesting story out of Orlando. Disney is removing the Do Not Disturb signs from some of its hotel rooms down in Disney World. They're being replaced with room occupied signs. It's to allow staff to enter the rooms on a daily basis. Of course, they will knock first. The changes follow the shooting by the Mandalay Bay in Las Vegas last year. Hilton making a similar decision at all of its North American hotels to allow staff in on a daily basis. End of an era in the skies. The last 747 flown by a North American airline has landed. Delta landed its last 747 flight last night. The jet was the first big jumbo jet. It really changed the way that we flew, but it's become too expensive to operate these days. Air Canada did away with their 747s years ago. This last Delta flight that landed last night was anything but ordinary. Passengers were writing on the walls, and there was even a wedding in coach. Finally, the first tell-all book on the Trump presidency is out, written by Michael Wolff, and made big news yesterday with Steve Bannon being quoted in the book as saying that the meeting between the Trump campaign and a Russian lawyer was treasonous. That led the U.S. president to say that Bannon had lost his mind. All this coverage has the book rocketing to #1 on the Amazon bestseller list. It is the top-selling book right now. Kevin, do you want to hear some more bombshells from this book? Are you aware of some of the...
I could not stop watching yesterday. Every hour, a different media outlet was releasing different bombshells. Now, we say it's out and it's #1. It's not out till Monday.
Correct. So it's the pre-orders.
It's #1 in the pre-orders already. It's #1, and
They said Trump...
I'm on that pre-order list.
He's very afraid of getting poisoned, they say in the book. So he didn't let anyone touch his stuff, his toothbrush. He heads to bed. I actually like this. He heads to bed at 6:30 every day with a cheeseburger, and he watches 3 televisions showing all the old news channels. That actually sounds pretty good to me, Kevin.
Well, he says the reason he likes McDonald's and KFC is because he's afraid of being poisoned.
Yeah, because they buy it anonymously for him, so he knows nobody's going to poison him with that.
And it went on about saying Ivanka Trump is dumb as a brick.
She makes fun of her father. She wants to be the first female president, they say. And they also talked about election night. Donald Trump, they say, looked like a ghost. He wasn't expecting to win. Melania bawled her eyes out, and they were not tears of joy, Kevin.
And then, after all these revelations yesterday, and again, they were every hour, late last night from the Trump lawyers, a cease and desist order. But, I mean, that is talking about, closing the barn door after the horses bolt today.
Yeah, and this guy who wrote the book, they say he was in the White House almost every day.
For 6 months.
Yeah.
For 6 months sleeping on the couch in the West Wing.
Yeah.
And we're going to notice him?
He's going to be on some of the morning shows in the States this morning, so we're going to get some more revelations as the day goes on.
Yeah. I'm on that pre-order list, so it comes out on Monday morning. Well, it promises to be very interesting. Thank you, sir.
Take care, Kev.